If you're telling yourself that you don't have a choice, I want you to hear this because this is critical. You might have fewer choices than you want, but the reality is you have fewer choices than you think. There's going to be a point where you all retire, and it's going to either come because you plan it and it's going to be based on your plan, or it's going to be based on some other plan where you get sick, you get old, you get fired and can't find a job. I've got buddies of mine that, they got laid off and they can't find another job because once you hit 50, it becomes incredibly difficult to find a job. So it's either going to happen on your terms or on your own terms or on somebody else's terms. And one thing I learned a long time ago is that I got to live life on my terms, or like Frank Sinatra said, I did it my way. And you have to take control of your life. So just know as I close, your job is not your identity. Who you are is not your job. Now, your identity might lead you to certain jobs, but your job is not your identity. Your paycheck is not your purpose. Money is just a tool for you to be able to do the things that you want to do. If you can do the things that you want to do and live the way you want to live without money, then money wouldn't be important. So money is a tool. And a lot of people, you hear people talk, and I hear people talking now about their jobs, and they talk about burnout and almost talk about it like it's a badge of honor. Well, it's not. Burnout is not a badge of honor. There is nothing noble about burnout. And if you're feeling burnt out and you're in an environment that's burning you out, or if you're in a toxic environment like I was, then it's time to just start thinking about it. You may not be able to do it for 1 year, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, but nothing's going to happen if you don't ever think about it. Start thinking about it. So start where you are, run the numbers, and make a plan. You don't need to retire tomorrow, but you have to start working towards your exit today. Because as they say, the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago.